What's up, you guys? I'm trying to put a list of videos out there in terms of people with ideas and what I've done with my ideas, and some things that's worked for me, and some things that's I've tried and it's not worked. Um, Hopefully put some ideas out there, information out there for people to say, try this and don't try this, or don't do this because I've done it and it just doesn't work. Um, for me, and I think for many of you with ideas, I used to write them down on a piece of paper, and I had papers all over the place and talking to people about them. And a lot of what you'll get from people is that they'll tell you, oh, that's crazy, that'll never work, another one of your crazy ideas. And it's a little discouraging, I get it. I've been there myself, probably 25 years or so, talking to my spouse about them, and I'm certain you do the same thing, and your friends. And it's again, it's a little depressing, if you would, because people tell you, oh, that'll never work and whatever else. And invariably you'll see, one of your ideas on TV a year or two after you had the idea. You see it on TV, or you'll see it in a magazine, and you'll bring it to your wife like I did and say, hey, look at this. This is an idea I had a couple of years back, and oh yeah, well, that was one. But I have probably now in my phone, I have a section in my phone called Notes, that I put most of my ideas in, and they've been in there for a while. And when I have some time, or at work, or I'm at home on the weekend, I'll sort of run through them on my phone, and I'll modify them. When I think of something else or add something else to it, I'll change them and add something else to it, and save them again. In the last couple of years, though, I've made an effort. I'm making an effort, I should say, not made an effort, making an effort to get something out there, because it's they're my ideas, they're your ideas, and you want to see if will someone use something that I make, a product that I make. But it's time consuming and it's expensive. But in the last couple of years, I've been trying to do something with some of my ideas, and I've probably starting now, probably 4 websites. Now, none of which you'll see on online, and I'll tell you why. And the purpose of this video is to in some way discourage you from doing what I have done with mine. I've probably spent upwards of between $10,000 and $15,000 so far on the website ideas, and really nothing to show for it. And my wife will, she's in my corner on some of this stuff, but it's kind of hard justifying $15,000 that's spent on something that you have nothing to show for it. I do now have an app that's out there on the market, but it's all for medical people and medical folks and so forth. So not for most people. But started at least 4 websites so far, and here's what I'm going to caution you not to do. So my first one had an idea for a website, and I checked out places like HostGator and GoDaddy just to kind of get an idea of what this is going to cost me to get out there. And they'll come back with crazy numbers like, oh, that's $4,000 or $5,000 to get this website going for you. And you're like, that's way too much money. I can't afford that kind of money now. And so my first one, I think I jumped on Scriptlance. It's probably not online anymore. I think Scriptlance is now freelancer.com. And what you do is you put your idea out there, and then you get, in a couple of days, you'll get 20 or 30 people responding. Oh, I can do your website for you in no time. I can get it done in 2 weeks, and this and this. And yeah, they'll give you a price of probably $1,000 to get your website going for you. And you're thinking this is so much better idea, so much better option than with HostGator or GoDaddy, and so you go with them, and typically you get a name from a person from India, and his first name is Roy, and so you're thinking, oh yeah, I can relate to this person. So then you you make an agreement with Roy to say, let's get this going. Then Roy will tell you, oh, I'll need half the money up front before it starts. And so that's $500, by the way. And now you got to send him $500, and he'll tell you, oh yeah, I'll get your site done in a week, and you'll pay me the rest of the money when the site's done. Fine, that's fine. 2 weeks go by now, and you see nothing for your site, and you email Roy and say, hey Roy, where's the site? And he'll tell you, oh, I'm still working on this and this. And now the week will go by, and you'll ask him again, hey, where's the stuff? And he'll send you a little video of someone working on something that looks kind of like what you're talking about doing, but not quite sure if that's what you need. But anyway, you look at it and you're like, oh well, I kind of see it, got it. I'm okay for now. And then a little time will go by, and then you're like, hey, where is it? So he finally sends you some stuff, and it looks great. It looks wonderful, and you're thinking, oh yes, I've scored well on this one. Now everything's gonna be fine. But then you check the crazy links, and they don't work. They don't work. And you email him back, and you're like, hey, Roy, this is not working. And long story short, it never works out, right? So then you're trying to get your money back from Roy, who is somewhere. And when we send our money, it's quick. It's PayPal. It's stuff like that. Or you're sending it Western Union, and so it's easy, it's quick, they get their money fast. But try to get your money back from a person who's in India or in Pakistan, and God forbid, let's say you find, because you're checking the site before you pay the final money, you're checking the site and you find something crazy wrong with it, and it's a Friday night, and you're trying to get it fixed before the weekend is out. Try to get your money back from a person who is in, again, Pakistan or India, or something fixed on your site on a Friday night. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. My point to you, my cautionary tale is, I would do this. I would save my money and find some person in the U.S. or a company in the U.S. like HostGator or GoDaddy, and get your work done that way. And it'll save you time. And I can tell you 4 or 5 other horror stories, but the last one I'll tell you is what's happening to me right now, which is the reason I'm making this video, because this should not happen. This person is making another site for me. Everything looks fine, as I said before. Check the links. It's not working. My pay section is not working. So I told him, I said, this site is identical to this other site that's online. It should be, except I'm changing the words, I'm changing the images, but it functions just like this other site. And I don't know how this even happened, but a couple of days ago, I said to him, hey, the pay section isn't working. He goes, did you want for that section to work? And I said, well, yes, it's a website. I'm trying to make this thing work. So of course I want for it to work. He goes, you never said that in your email to me that you wanted that section to work. So I'm having a pay section with dollar values and whatever else, and put your name and data and information in there, but you don't think it should work. And so the price you made with me was not to make that one section work. And he said, no, that section, I did not think you wanted that price. The price that you gave me did not include that section. So I'm like, this makes no sense whatsoever. This makes absolutely no sense. Day before yesterday, I sent him an email saying, so by the way, how much would this section cost me? If I wanted for you to do it, how much would it cost me to get this thing going? Now, the initial site, the whole thing that I made a deal with him for was $800 to get my site going. It has like main page and has probably 12 or so links with a pay section. So initial cost again, $800. He then told me last night to get that section to work for you, that is going to be another, drum roll please, $1,000 to get that one section to work. So now I already sent my $400, my down payment, right? $400. I still owe him $800 to get for the full site to be functional. Now he wants another $1,000 for this pay section to work. Anyway, more to come. Laters.